All right. Well, happy Turkey Day, y'all. It is officially here. We are now doing the Week 12 picks, including the Thanksgiving games. I am Aaron, and then as per usual, I'm joined by Mr. John Harris. Ready for Thanksgiving, man? Ready for the games?
I am. It's cool as a Cowboys fan that they always play just because all my family gets together and we're all Cowboys fans, but then it makes it hurt more if they lose. So I'm hoping they win just because it sucks to be, with a bunch of family and then watch your team lose.
Well, I don't mean to bring bad memories, but I think it was last year when Antonio Gibson had had a
Oof.
day. Different
Yeah.
team, different year. So, yes. So as per mentioned, yeah, we're gonna dive right into the games, starting with the Thanksgiving games. Hence why we're doing this a little early, getting this all out of the way beforehand. So we're gonna start. Definitely one of the snoozers of the week. Probably a game I think a lot of people, sorry, people in Detroit and Chicago, I just not a lot of people might be willingly watching this game. This is going to be a game that you have on the background while you talk to, grandpa or uncle or whoever you haven't met with in a while. Because, yeah, anyways, the game is Chicago Bears. They are favored by 3.5 going to the Detroit Lions. Andy Dalton, like we mentioned last episode, expected to start this game. I think Allen Robinson is still questionable to even play, and I'm not sure the status on Jared Goff. Not that it really matters, but anyways, John, what are your thoughts in regards to this this stinker?
Uh, I think it sucks too because like you said, Justin Fields and Jared Goff are not going to be playing, and all those guys aren't like household names. These guys aren't going to be major attractions, at least for Fields, right? There's like the rookie factor. He can run, so he's more exciting. And then Goff, it's just simply he's a starting quarterback as opposed to whoever your backup is. So people at least know who he is. So I don't really know what's going to happen in this one. I'm going with Chicago just simply because I just believe more in Andy Dalton than I do in whoever Detroit's going to be rolling out at quarterback. And then also David Montgomery is like fully back and healthy. And so I would think that, they'd run him quite a bit. But I don't feel confident in this pick at all because this is just one of those games where it's two bad teams and you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm going with Detroit. I wouldn't be shocked if they win, but I think this will be a close game nonetheless. They've been playing some close, tough games the past 2 weeks. Obviously, they tied. That's the closest, it's really going to get. And then, last week against the Browns, it was 13-10 or 13-7. It was a one
Mm-hmm.
possession game. And especially this game, still no Akeem Hicks for the Bears also. It just, especially on a short week, and as good as Andy Dalton is especially without Allen Robinson, like their pass game, I don't think is going to be that much better, with Andy Dalton as opposed to Justin Fields. And honestly, I think the run game suffers without Justin Fields, just the extra added guy that you have to worry about in the backfield. And it's just a gut feeling. Just the Lions are due, man. They're due, especially at home on Thanksgiving. There'd be no better way for Dan Campbell to get that one win, get that monkey off their back. So I mean, I think this is it. Like I'll pull up their schedule right now, actually. But like this kind of, let's see, play Bears, Vikings. That's probably a loss. Broncos, Cardinals. Okay, maybe the Falcons, maybe the Seahawks where they're going, but then Packers. Like it's you don't have many chances left in your schedule. So yeah, I'm going Lions here. Yeah, so I think this will be a close game, but I don't think this will be a fun game to watch especially if you like offense or just good, yeah, just good play in general, especially on offense. So, alrighty, kicking it off to the next slash main Thanksgiving game. John's Dallas Cowboys at Jerry's World. They are favored by 7.5, hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. John, who do you have here?
I'm gonna take the Raiders. 7.5 just feels like a big spread. Dallas, as much as I would want to pick them, and I believe that they'll win. They've lost two out of their last three, and the one win that they did have was against Atlanta, and we know that Atlanta's just not very good. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the Raiders might figure some things out here because they're also in a very desperate situation. We talk about desperation, every week, and the Raiders have lost their last three games. And so I don't know. I think they could be a little more risky, come out swinging in this one. They just saw the Chiefs and what they were able to do to have success against Dallas. And yeah, so I think that I don't know who wins. I'd love to be more confident in the Cowboys winning it. And if I had to pick, I'm going to say they win, but I think it'll be a close one.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I'm going Las Vegas Raiders also. Um, Starting with the fact no Amari Cooper, and
Yep,
although
that's
Michael
big.
Gallup's good, and even if CD does play, it's just you're still missing. We saw last week. You're missing a key playmaker,
Yep.
and this is a Raiders team that's built to beat a pass heavy. They built themselves to beat the Chiefs. So they. I know they didn't really do that well of a job, but in theory, they should be able to hold up here on defense. And then on offense, like you mentioned, I think they're going to take Kansas City approach in the pass game. Just take what's there, not try to force things. And then Dallas has been, against a few teams that have been patient with the run. They've been kind of run over. And they're not the biggest defensive line, especially that no DeMarcus Lawrence. Is Gregory back?
No, Gregory's out. Neville Gallimore's still
Yeah.
out.
So,
A lot of guys in the D line out.
yeah, a lot of key defensive linemen out. So I just wouldn't shock me, especially on a short week. They try to run the ball, eat clock. The best defense is a good offense. Try to keep their defense off the field. I don't think that will be enough, but I just think that I would imagine that's their mindset, especially since they really haven't been able to get a lot of explosive plays. Recently, it just if it's not Darren Waller, I don't think there's anyone else that really scares me on that offense in terms of breaking one to the house. So, yeah, going Raiders. We'll see if they can pull it off. I know obviously you're rooting against that. So, um,
Yeah.
now going to the last Thanksgiving game. Buffalo Bills, they are favored by 6.5 going to the New Orleans to play the Saints. John, I imagine I think we both feel like they'll probably win. Question is, will they cover that 6.5?
This was the toughest game of the three for me, even though like Chicago Detroit just feels weird. This one was the hardest one for me because both teams, sort of like Dallas and the Raiders, are just not looking very good their last stretch of games. The Saints, I think, have lost three straight, but those have been some close games that they've lost outside of last week. And then Buffalo, I don't know how many games they've lost within their last, I think five. I think they've lost like three out of their last five, somewhere around there. I might be wrong. Maybe it's like two out of the last four. I don't know. Anyway, they've been catching some L's recently too, and they just came off a game in which they lost to Indianapolis and Jonathan Taylor. I think Buffalo bounces back here. There's going to be no Alvin Kamara. He's already officially ruled out. I haven't heard any news about Taysom Hill potentially playing quarterback, so I think it's probably still Trevor Siemian. And I think their defense probably feels embarrassed after what Jonathan Taylor did to them. Plus, Mark Ingram is also questionable. So if he doesn't play, that means the Saints are rocking with Tony Jones, who missed like six or so games due to injury as well. So to me, I don't know where the Saints offense is going to come from. So I'm taking Buffalo. They feel safe, but at the same time, once again, toughest game for me just because Sean Payton finds ways to win, and I don't know. This could be one of those games.
Yeah, I'm actually going with the Saints to at least cover. I think Buffalo still wins, like you mentioned. I think Buffalo's offense is still good enough, although there are issues. Not really a balanced attack. I think they'll find ways to move the ball, get points, and also I won't be shocked if their defense has, especially against Trevor Siemian, who's been, there's a reason he didn't win that starting job in Denver, and he's kind of been a backup. Is he always makes the critical mistake or two. Especially against, like you mentioned, the Bills defense, kind of looking to redeem themselves. I expect them just to be better overall, and they won't be putting. I imagine the offense won't put them in as many bad positions via turnovers, missed field goals. Like I mentioned last, although it's a short week, which does scare me because it's less time to tie up those loose ends, those mistakes. I mean, Buffalo, I imagine that they would. This is the NFL. I expect them to do so. So yeah, I think Buffalo wins, but I'm not confident in the fact that they don't have a balanced enough offense. And plus, New Orleans defense is pretty solid. I just think that they'll keep it close. So, yeah, going New Orleans there, but I would love to be wrong if Buffalo wins. So,